Welcome from the Station of Light, Keepers of Light. And I call you that because you are just that, Keepers of Light. All right, I'm going to try not to look over there because someone's staring out the window. And you know what? Maybe this is a good metaphor because I am feeling as though a pull for me to get distracted from messaging here. And in many ways, messaging from the Station of Light is what is calling me to put a voice to what it is that I'm seeing as a signal from the station itself. And what I'm finding is that there is a unveiling, there's an uncloaking within the collective of humanity that is making structures such as these, such as the Station of Light, more visible and um, more visible as a form of structure to participation within the human field. And the reason I'm smiling is because I think this is the period of time I was born for. Not that I wasn't born for the other periods of time, but this is the period of time that I have been working towards because existence itself, as far as coexisting, has been really difficult for me in that way that I could not find ways in which I could align to the structures, the existing structures, without without noticing the gap that the gap that was between what it is that I was sensing within myself that was that was possible, and that which I was being confronted with as my choice of what felt like it was being I was confronted as a choice of coexistence. And see, the thing is I've always had a yearning to have a a community based coexistence that is peaceful. And I believe that what I carry within me are peace codes that word that that become evident and become visible and become expressible through nodes of through human nodes such as I am, and such as you are. We are all human nodes to the cosmic field, and our way of organizing our lives is what is now being put to that is now recalibrating. And what I am finding is that there is more coherence because now I am able to move in ways that I had felt constricted before, in ways I had not even deemed as possible, um, given the structures that I found myself in beforehand. Yet now I am finding that what is what became visible and what is becoming visible because of the uncloaking is that there are that there is coherence within the structures that I am seeing, and that the reason why I'm able to put a word and to put a formation to the Station of Light in this way is because this was always my original set point of functioning within the human plane. And I feel quite excited to being here at this period of time because there is a sense of freedom, and there's a sense of freedom of expressionism that I am now able to align to that I wasn't able to before. And the station is now stabilized to that level that it is, and it exists. It exists regardless of the ways in which participation it it exists. The station is stable because it exists. What is it you want me to say here? The station is visible to those who are able to perceive the uncloaking that is occurring within their own individual realities, respective to the collective, in respect to the collective reality. And the station is visible and has become visible to me in that way that now I am able to move towards the expression of its many parts in those ways that I had been experiencing as being constrictions to me. And I feel I feel quite excited because it almost feels like I am now reconnecting to my inner child again, and that I am able to participate from that level of existence that human beings are being called towards. And it is a way of being that presents peace as the central message and presents coherence as a central message to the human beings, what is available to the human being as an expression and an experience of being human that is more expanded in that way that there is participation that is being had within these structures that are now visible, because the elements that were holding back the structures from being seen are now being lifted from the human plane. So I wanted, and I made the station of light. I used the metaphor of a playground for the station of light because it it's not a serious thing that we are about now. We are letting go of the seriousness, and we are now allowing ourselves to play within the human, within the earth plane. We are allowing the parts of us that we had to hide, or felt that we have had to hide because of the way in which the structures were demanding for us to survive within them. But what is left over when the cloaking and the unveiling occurs at higher and higher degrees is that there are no actual constrictions within the earth plane, that the constrictions are that which we are creating ourselves, that which we have created ourselves, and that now there is always a potential for us to create within this realm that which we are determining as pathways forward in terms of what we are choosing as an experience at a collective level, and also too at an individual level. The station of light is a landing station, and it also is an observatory station that can be witnessed from outside of it by many who may not be ready to enter, but at the same time are able to still benefit from being able to see a structure that is different and that is unique within this plane. And there are those who become participants within the station itself, who find it to be in alignment to what resonates within them as the as their functioning system, as a convergence to how their system functions within it. So what I am seeing is not necessarily that, that this is something that's going to happen overnight. What I am seeing is that the station of light is really just always going to be there, and it is stabilized now, and I'm able to move around it, and I'm able to see the many parts that are becoming visible to me, um, and I share those parts in that way that the child in me would have been participated within a playground space whereby I am determining and choosing what aspects of reality that I am wanting to enter into that appear to be fun, that appear to be ways in which I can now call forward those who find it equally as fun to participate. And this is something that I had not had access to being able to move towards in the past, in that way that the level of compression that I felt when it came to how the structures that have been developed are and have engaged within a narrative that constrains movement, that my sensitivity to that was such that I could not do so before, even though I existed within it. It was only that I existed within it to be able to collect the data of information that would make it possible for me to arrive at this point whereby I am no longer needing my own agreement to remaining within those structures to be that which I am relying uh, upon my choice of existence. So one of the things that I did the other day was to release the mapping room, or the visibility of the mapping room, which is an area that I have set aside for anyone who is willing to participate. And the idea is that it is a space where I am able to vocally express what I am seeing in terms of what becomes visible when I am in proximity with a participant who has a question in mind, or who has an area of subject that they want to look more closely at when it comes to looking at its structure, and looking at how it is that it is existing, and what they are, how they are standing relative to the structure, relative to the subject at hand, how they are oriented within that that representation of reality. It is something that I am able and have a capacity for doing, that I did not feel was responsible for me to unveil before, because it was that I still had misunderstandings as to my own orientation within my existence here on this plane. But now there is more clarity for me in that, and so yeah, hence the smiling all the time. And I want to kind of make this short. I think that what's going to happen eventually is that the station of light, once I get into a better rhythm in terms of aligning to the station itself, which is why I am always in the station tinkering about getting comfortable and just kind of playing within it, so that I can acclimate my own frequency, so that I am able to become more aligned to the signals, and more aligned to my ability to voice what those signals, how I'm interpreting those signals to be. That eventually these are going to become live sessions, is what I'm foreseeing right now. And and it might be even more important. There might come more important moments for me to express than it is now, when I am really just kind of discovering the station myself. But I do welcome your participation. I do welcome you, and I am very thankful for those who are within the station, whether or not you have subscribed or not. And I wanted to express extreme appreciation for the one subscriber who has entered into the station and is helping to stabilize the station more than you're helping to stabilize the station more than you can ever imagine, and it is a good sign in that there are not that many subscribers on here so far. Actually, I'm looking at it as a very good sign, because I think the station is really working and it's doing its job in terms of filtering out those who are not completely in resonance to it, because the idea is that we are entering into a period of time where human beings are working within coherence. Working within coherence means that you are now also working within your own resonance field, and it is not that everyone should be, or that it is a possibility that everyone would be resonant to the same architecture. And so I kind of am excited for every person who comes in who finds it in them to subscribe, because it then indicates to me, and it is also a reflection that the station has drawn to it exactly who it is most aligned to when it comes to what the station represents. So I am going to leave the message here, and I am looking forward to the next iteration of what flows through from the Station of Light. And I am equally looking forward to playing, like just communing with those who are becoming the emerging participatory structures to that which the station is designed to help unveil within these unfolding periods of time of human history and I wouldn't say history, but of human presence. That's what I meant to say, of human presence. Until next time.